to get started by telling you about Angela, the woman you see here. Angela is a mother of two. She just had a second baby. And while she was working as a nurse, she had all the tools she needed to manage multiple patients. But now that she has a newborn again and a toddler, man, it's just overwhelming. Parents like her do not have the time on their hands, but they desire a way to ease the stresses of daily life. So over the last 9 weeks, we've come to understand this problem intimately, to understand the pain points of parents like Angela, who just want to make their home life flow and find some time to take care of themselves every now and then. We realized that we wanted to simplify parents' lives, especially because most of us are parents. So we developed a strategy that taps into the power of AI to adapt to the unique and changing needs of parents and their families. If we zoom out for a moment and take a look at the numbers, it's very clear that this problem is worth solving and that there's room to play in a market with a size of over $500 million and a very positive growth outlook. Babies will continue to be born, as we know, and at the same time, parents will become more and more tech savvy, increasing the demand for parent-focused mobile apps like HomeFlow. Our app will offer incredible value to a wide-ranging audience of parents. The AI integration will enhance the experience by predicting schedules and checklists, as you'll see, in addition to a chatbot that allows AI answers to be used immediately. So ask for self-care recommendations and ingredient lists, baby care advice, whatever it is that you ask can be used immediately and added directly to your task and to your schedule. So let's take a moment to see how Angela would use the app. So once she logs in, she can now see, she's now reminded just right at the top that—
Sorry, we can't see what you're sharing. We can only see transform chaos to calm.
Let me see. Thank you so much for saying that. Can you see it now? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so right at the top, she's reminded that she hasn't finished shopping for her grocery list for her mom's birthday. She wants to make soup. But this is not why she opened the app right now. She wants to update her personalization so that AI knows she has a new baby and can adjust her schedule. So moving into the settings, she answers the question again. So she already lives in, and she still lives in Toronto, so she doesn't need to change that. But she'll add the birth date of her second child, Cairo, who was born just a few days ago. And yes, of course, she's still interested in receiving self-care tips, especially as a new mom. So once inputting this, she inputs this information, she's alerted that AI is suggesting two things. First, that she can add a sleep schedule for her baby. And then the second is that she can add reminders for vaccination appointments that will be upcoming, which will take into account that she lives in Canada. Once she comes back out and returns her page, she can now deal with this grocery situation. And she wants to see, you know, what is her husband doing? So going into Jaden's space for today, he has a task that he's currently working on, which is baby-proofing the house. Really important because her 1-year-old is mobile. He's also doing laundry, so that's already kind of a lot for him to do today. She won't ask him to do anything else. Knowing that she has her lactation consultant appointment coming up very soon at 11, she knows she wants to go ahead and ask AI, you know, what kind of questions should I ask? And she also gets to see that AI has automatically entered nap times for her infant, in addition to the nap time that she has for her 1-year-old currently. If she wanted to, she could return back to AI to check the questions that she's asked recently, which is, you know, what kind of questions did I ask as a mom of a 1-week baby? And it gives her suggestions that she can copy or create an event or a task with. So that is one example of a use case for Angela. So as we assess the value of integrating AI, as you just saw, and in several other ways, we believe this venture will be incredibly successful. With the subscription model as our main source of revenue, over a 5-year horizon, we'll achieve a benefit cost ratio of 2.23 and a fast payback after the first year. So it's a financially sound investment. We plan to attract a diverse range of modern families with the goal to establish ourselves as the leading family management app and achieve a user base of over 100,000 by year 1, generating $700,000 in revenue. We'll have a diverse marketing plan, including influencers, ads, blogs.
So if you're showing your slides for a go-to-market, we can't see it. We're still seeing the app.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Thank you for saying. So we plan to attract a diverse range of families. And so we'll have a diverse marketing plan that targets younger audiences, younger parents, as well as older audiences with influencers, ads, and blog posts and more. So what can you do? You can become one of our first users. We aren't planning to stop here. We'll plan to release HomeFlow this quarter and to continuously improve. So you can join our waitlist and reach out to anyone on our team to be added to become one of our first users. So my name is Janea. I'm the developer, and our team is here ready to answer your questions.
All right. Thank you, Janae. Let's give her a round of applause. Let's give the home team a round of applause. Just to add one comment, as a new dad, the schedule is chaotic. I almost didn't make it to this event today, and my son's yelling upstairs right now. So he's 7 months, so I know what it's like. So thank you for sharing that, HomeFlow team. Let's start with Phil for feedback this time and questions as well.
Really love the idea. So obviously this is created for a very specific niche, which is good. But there are plenty of tools that you could probably set up to do some of the same things.
Mm-hmm.
What's different in terms of the actual product design?
Yeah, I mean, when we think about the competitive landscape, we know that anybody could just add in AI right now. But the thing is, currently nobody has, not yet at least. And so coming into the market at this point, we get a head start at seeing what our users want to use AI for and being able to adapt and grow because we're jumping ahead of the gun of everyone else. So that's kind of the way we're positioning ourselves in our AI integration.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
But just to add to that, is the AI integration the key thing, or is the fact that the AI integration personalizes the experience what you're trying to share? Is that the main point?
That is the main point, right? Because those questions that we have are just one aspect, but we need to understand what users want to use AI for to be able to figure out what, this is the MVP, right? So what more can we add to that personalization track to make sure AI can respond to the individual circumstances of a user?
Okay. All right, thanks. Let's go to Melissa and then we'll end with Mo.
All right. Great problem that you're solving. Wanted to know, does this integrate with other calendars? So if you already have your calendar, I didn't see that mentioned, so I just wanted to check.
Yes, absolutely. So that is on the plan. I can go back one slide. We might pivot a little bit as far as when this comes in, but it's definitely in our purview of integrating other calendars. Like that's a really important feature to be able to say, like, I already have this, I'm already using this, and that tracks, I don't switch. Some users may not want to switch. So we recognize that is a really important feature, and we plan to incorporate that as well. So not just Google, but maybe even Microsoft or Outlook.
Okay. That's the only area where I can see you're going to have struggle with maintaining your usership, because if I have to update my work app, my work calendar, my home calendar, and my baby calendar, I'll never use it, right? So I think if you could move that earlier, but I think that this is a really great problem that you're solving, and I would love to use this. And I think there's a lot of people who would, but I think, yeah, moving it up. And then what other reasons would somebody have to come on here? So are you giving tips to new mothers? If you can come up with another way to make this sticky so that it's not just a schedule, because you can get a schedule from anywhere. So that would be another thing, but really the integration of the calendars is, I think, what's going to get your usership to stay, to retain your usership.
Thank you. That is definitely a part of our ongoing promotion plan. So keeping our users by incorporating blogs, parenting topics, doing social media about certain things that our users are going to be currently interested in. Thank you for that advice.
Yeah, so just for me, I thought that you guys did a great job of identifying a niche and then really honing in on that. That was awesome. My question is around I when you were thinking about like getting users activated and getting everyone to input all this data into an app, how are you going to overcome that challenge of getting your son to say that okay, he's putting in laundry at this time and then he's going to do his homework? How are you going to get all that data onto the app?
That's a great question. We really have to focus on our user experience and making those tasks as seamless as possible to check off. And so I think that's something that we'll have to iterate on to determine what's the best way for users. Maybe it's some, A/B testing, right? This app versus this app. What do users find the most easiest to simplify their lives and make sure that they're inputting the data and communicating with their families? Because at some point you have to communicate, right? So if this app makes it
Totally, yeah.
easier to communicate, then we'll be able to push that forward.
Yeah, my nephew uses Mido, which is an RBC app where you can do chores and then get paid for it. So payment is an incentive. I mean, you can just pay like pennies, but it's still payment.
Yeah. Sounds like a good app.
I love that idea.
Sounds
The
like
incentivization is a key thing. So you guys can incorporate that. And regarding most question of how do you get people to add stuff, this is what I've been talking about throughout the cohort, that parents don't want to be project managers. I don't want to be like adding tasks to stuff, right? So I think what they're trying to go for is dynamic task creation already. So the tasks are already created by the system, and then the parents can choose to, yes, this is what I want for the schedule, or no, versus adding the whole thing from scratch.
Yeah, and I think it's just important to remain in the frame of like a mom doing all types of stuff. Like I don't want to go find you. If I can pull out my phone and send something to you right away, and if I can use AI to automate that and it's a very quick process, then at least maybe that's my opinion, but I also believe that our team believes that that is a viable and valuable use of time and use of their apps.